The Korthul pirate fleet dropped out of warp directly in the path of Convoy 7, 9 human cargo ships, alone and unescorted.
Human vessels. This is Commander Vrak of the Korthul Confederation. Cut your engines and prepare to be boarded. This is your only warning.
Captain Jennifer Brooks, standing on the bridge of the lead ship, did not respond. She didn't even look up from her tactical display.
You are outgunned and outnumbered. Surrender immediately, or we will open fire.
Captain, they're locking missiles on us. That's the third warning. They're not bluffing.
They're frozen with fear. Launch the boarding pods. Let's carve these soft-bellied freighters open.
Dozens of boarding pods detached from the pirate frigates and streaked toward the convoy.
Commander Vrak, I'll give you one chance. Recall your pods, or I will destroy them.
Destroy them? With what? Your cargo manifests. You humans are amusing.
On every pirate screen, the 9 human freighters shed their civilian skin. Railgun batteries extended, missile decks unfolded. Commander Vrak's amusement evaporated.
All ships, weapons free. Eliminate the boarding pods first.
The convoy erupted in synchronized fire. Railguns, slugs, and missiles streaked across the void. The boarding pods never had a chance. They shattered in fireballs, debris scattering.
Return fire. All ships target their weapons. They can't have that kind of firepower.
A pirate frigate took a direct railgun hit to its reactor. The explosion lit the entire engagement zone.
Maya, plot a firing solution on their local outpost. We're not done.
Coordinates locked. Orbital defense platform and 3 surface batteries. Range in 30 seconds.
The convoy shifted into a wedge formation. All forward batteries trained on the pirate stronghold.
They're targeting the outpost. Impossible. Those are civilian ships.
But there was nothing civilian about the destruction raining down. Vrak's gut tightened. This was a trap.
You all knew what we were. Today they learn.
The crew responded with quiet focus. They had drilled for this for years, but only the captain knew how long.
Detaching fire teams. Engaging outposts 7, 9, and 12.
The convoy split into 3 prongs, each bearing down on a separate pirate base. A Korthul orbital platform erupted. Then another. The outpost's defense grids crumpled under coordinated salvos.
Who leaked our grid? They know every weak point.
Vrak drew his sidearm. His signals officer crumpled before the body hit the deck. The execution did nothing but deepen the silence on the bridge. Fear now had a face.
Phase 1 complete. Regroup and prepare for deep strikes.
On Vrak's bridge, suspicion curdled into paranoia. The humans were reading them like a book. Within 90 minutes, the local pirate force was annihilated. Twisted wreckage drifted where warships had stood.
High Command. This is Vrak. The humans have military ships. They're tearing us apart. Request immediate fleet support.
In the Grand Council chamber, the Korthul leadership fell into stunned silence as the emergency report played.
What forces are we facing? How could a cargo convoy do this?
Vrak's reply was terse. 9 ships, military-grade weaponry, and the humiliating admission of a full retreat.
Phase 2. Total elimination of every Korthul outpost in this sector.
Targets locked. All outposts in Sector 7.
The convoy reformed into attack formation, engines burning crimson as they accelerated toward new targets. On the bridge, the crew moved with practiced efficiency. They had waited years for this. The Korthul High Command declared an emergency, but their reinforcements were hours away, and death was already moving. Convoy 7 pushed deeper into Korthul space, weaving through an asteroid field that offered no cover for their prey.
They're jamming us on all frequencies, trying to blind our targeting.
Maya's fingers danced across the console. Her counterpulse turned their own jamming signal into a feedback loop. A hidden defense turret found its mark. The lead ship shuddered, a breach in the port armor, sparks and venting atmosphere. Damage control sealed the breach in 90 seconds. One crew member didn't make it to the shelter,
The Council calls me an incompetent fool. They expect me to stop a military convoy with scrap metal raiders.
Vrak slammed his fist into the display. The bridge crew flinched. He had executed one already. They knew no one was safe. Despite the blood, the convoy pushed on, their hulls scarred but their fire undiminished.
Keep pushing. They're breaking.
On Vrak's bridge, the dawning horror settled. These were no converted freighters. They had been built for war. From the keel up, a pirate frigate rammed the Lexington's starboard flank. Metal screamed as the human ship's engines died.
The Lexington has lost main power. Multiple boarders.
Divert the Montgomery and Cairo. Get our people out, then scuttle.
The Montgomery and Cairo broke formation, guns blazing, as pirates already clawed at the Lexington's hull. Human security fought room to room, buying time for the crew to abandon ship. A pirate party captured a damaged escape pod. Its lone occupant, wounded, was dragged to Vrak.
Wake him. I want to know what these ships are.
Under duress, the captive mumbled a hull code. Vrak's screen displayed a decommissioned destroyer profile, the very ship slaughtering his fleet.
They are warships, military hulls. The whole convoy is a trap. Alert High Command. Gather every ship. We make our stand at the home world.
Captain, I've intercepted a wideband transmission. Vrak is ordering all stations to self-destruct and fall back to the homeworld.
They're running. Let's cut them off before they dig in.
One by one, the remaining Korthul outposts self-destructed. Fire blinked across the tactical map.
Get to the homeworld. Every ship, every gun. We stand or we die. We stand or we die.
The convoy shifted course, engines flaring crimson as they surged toward the Korthul home system.
They're scuttling faster than we can target. Cowards are leaving their own behind.
Let them run. We'll end this at the source.
The last outpost erupted. The Korthul defense net was dead. Nothing but vacuum between the convoy and the capital. On Vrak's bridge, the silence was suffocating. They were being herded, and every pirate knew it. And every pirate knew it. The noose tightened. Convoy 7 was an hour from the homeworld, and closing fast. The Korthul defense fleet, a desperate armada of aging warships and civilian conscripts, opened fire the moment the convoy crossed the orbital perimeter. A missile struck the lead human ship just below the bridge. The impact killed 2 crewmen instantly and severed a power conduit.
Return fire. All batteries. I want their command ship turned to slag.
Despite the chaos, damage control teams sealed the breach in 90 seconds. The bridge crew never stopped firing.
Hold the line. They bleed like us. Show them what Korthul claws can do.
Their port flank is crumbling. Concentrating fire on their flagship now.
Jennifer watched one of her own ships drift, venting atmosphere. Her jaw tightened, but she did not look away.
Open a channel to the Korthul government. Wideband, unencrypted. This is Captain Jennifer Brooks. Surrender your military forces immediately, or your capital will face annihilation.
The battle raged on, but her words hung in the ether. A promise the Korthul Council would soon have to answer. The Korthul Council descended into chaos. Some demanded surrender. Others called for Vrak's execution.
We must contact the human captain. Offer terms before she burns our cities.
I will not yield. The Council are cowards. I'll die fighting. I'll die fighting.
The human fleet punched through the outer defenses, ignoring Vrak's defiance.
Maya, there's something you need to know. This convoy was a 40-year operation. Every pirate attack for 4 decades was recorded. We mapped every base, every route.
My God, we were bait. All those lost ships.
Necessary sacrifice. We let them think we were prey until we knew them completely.
The weight of the secret settled over Maya, but the battle left no time for doubt. The human fleet was now inside the final defense perimeter. The Council had minutes to decide. A hidden channel opened from the Korthul Council chamber. An official, shaking, appeared on Jennifer's main screen.
We offer Commander Vrak as a sacrifice. Hand him to you if you spare our world.
I do not negotiate with intermediaries. Arrest Vrak yourselves and deliver him in chains. Then broadcast your confession to the galaxy.
Before the official could answer, Vrak's enraged voice cut across every channel.
We will fight to the last ship. No human dictates terms to Korthul.
Captain, civilian transmissions are flooding the subspace bands. The planet is broadcasting surrender signals.
Then they have 1 hour to show me Vrak in chains. If they don't, I will announce the dissolution myself.
Vrak's loyalist ships formed a desperate wedge, but the civilian government hesitated.
Captain, please, we need more time. The military is divided.
1 hour. Not a minute more.
The hour passed without a word from the council. Jennifer stared at the tactical display, and every second hardened her resolve.
Time's up. Launch the strike on orbital defense control.
Human Marines in assault shuttles breached the control station. The fight lasted minutes. One by one, the planetary defense turrets fell silent. Vrak's flagship lost primary shields. In the council chamber, the remaining leaders finally acted. They transmitted an arrest order directly to Vrak's bridge.
You dare betray me? I am your commander.
But his own soldiers had seen enough. They overpowered him and stripped his rank insignia.
This is the Korthul High Council. We surrender. Please, stop the killing.
All enemy ships are powering down, Captain. They're done.
Stand by for my instructions. The real work begins now. All ships cease fire. The Korthul government has surrendered. Stand down. Maya, you have the bridge. I am taking a security detail to the surface.
The shuttle descended through a pale sky, touching down on the cracked stone of the capital's main square.
Captain Brooks, on behalf of the Council, we submit. What do you require?
A live galaxy-wide broadcast. You will confess every act of violence against humanity. Then I dissolve your confederation. You will read the casualty counts, the names of every missing ship. No omissions.
The official's hand trembled, but he nodded. Resistance was no longer possible.
We will need time to align the transmitters.
Then do it. The galaxy is waiting.
Technicians worked under Marine Guard, patching the signal. The channel indicator flickered, then went live. Across the galaxy, every receiver, tuned to the Korthul frequency, showed the same image. A trembling official in ornate robes.
For nearly 40 standard years, the Korthul Confederation conducted acts of piracy, murder, and enslavement against human cargo vessels.
He listed dates, coordinates, casualty numbers. With each sentence, the weight of decades of atrocity settled into the cold vacuum.
We offer our unconditional surrender and accept the terms of Captain Jennifer Brooks of the Human Convoy.
Then Jennifer stepped into frame, calm and absolute. The official shrank back.
For 4 decades, humanity allowed these attacks. Every lost ship was recorded. We mapped every outpost, every route, every world.
She activated a holographic display, a complete map of the Korthul network, every base glowing red.
This was never a cargo convoy. It was a 40-year trap, and tonight, the Korthul Confederation is dissolved.
In bars and council chambers across the galaxy, silence fell. Her finger pressed a final button. On screen, the largest Korthul moon base erupted in white-hot plasma, a punctuation mark visible from orbit. The broadcast continued, the dust of the moon base still cooling. A journalist's voice cut through. Captain Brooks, why now? After 40 years, why today?
They finally took something I cared about.
She opened a small silver locket. Inside, a faded photograph of a young woman with a familiar smile.
Sarah? My sister. She was on Convoy 12, 10 years ago.
On the bridge, Maya Chen looked away sharply, her jaw tight with controlled grief.
They took my world. Now I've taken theirs.
The feed cut to 53 worlds where diplomats froze, traders stared, and even pirates set down their drinks in silence.
This was never just a mission. It was a promise.
The galaxy had assumed humanity's patience was weakness. They had just learned otherwise. 40 years of patience, 6 hours of fury, and one name in a silver locket that started it all. In a cold chamber beneath the Capitol, the formal dissolution treaty lay on a stone table. Jennifer Brooks signed without hesitation.
The Confederation surrenders all military assets. Our sovereignty is yours.
Commander Vrak was led through the shattered palace gates, wrists bound in stun cuffs. He did not look at the woman who had ended him. A priority transmission arrived from Earth. Mission accomplished, Captain Brooks. Come home. Back on the bridge, Jennifer stood at the viewport, staring at the alien stars. For a single moment, the tension in her shoulders eased.
The cost, Captain?
Always. But it's done.
Her fingers touched the locket. No one spoke. The quiet hum of the ship carried a decade of grief finally allowed to rest.
I promised you, Sarah. It's over.
Outside, the convoy drifted in a holding pattern. Hulls scarred but intact. The war was over. The memory remained. A week after the dissolution, a galaxy-wide security report showed pirate attacks had fallen 89%. On a distant station, a reptilian pirate captain scrapped his last raider and broadcast his surrender. A human trade minister issued a statement: "The era of tolerated predation is over. Humanity will no longer be hunted." Aboard the Cairo, Captain Brooks received a high-priority transmission from Earth Command.
They're promoting me. Commander of Galactic Trade Defense. They want me on Earth.
You are leaving the convoy?
The convoy goes on. My war is over. You'll take command, Maya.
Maya's jaw tightened, but she nodded. She'd been preparing for this her whole career. Jennifer walked to the docking tube, the locket pressing against her uniform, and didn't look back. Outside, Convoy 7 formed up, engines burning a steady blue, and jumped into the deep black. The shuttle settled at Earth Command. Jennifer Brooks descended the ramp, her new rank already pressing on her collar. A small group of uniformed officials met her. No crowds, no press. A quiet promotion, as she had requested. An older officer read the promotion order. Captain Brooks was now commander of Galactic Trade Defense. She accepted the insignia, but her gaze was far away, fixed on a memorial she had never dared visit. That night, she stood before the Bait Fleet Memorial, a wall of black granite engraved with thousands of names, ships and crews lost as bait. Her fingers found the name: Sarah Brooks, Convoy 12.
I promised you I'd end them. It's done.
She unclasped the locket and set it at the base of the wall, among other tiny offerings. Photographs, flowers, medals. For a moment, the woman who had erased a pirate nation was just a woman grieving a sister. Then she turned and walked toward the new duty she had earned, a galaxy where no one else had to make such promises. A month later, Commander Brooks sat in her new office, reviewing intelligence on the last stubborn pirate cells. A priority transmission came from a kingpin who had evaded every coalition fleet. "Commander Brooks, we will disband. Our ships will be scrapped. We ask only for safe passage."
Too late for many of your victims, but surrender is accepted.
She deleted the message. Across the galaxy, the last great pirate lord announced his retirement on all channels. Galactic news feeds reported pirate incidents at zero for 3 consecutive weeks. The stock exchanges surged. Trade lanes reopened without convoy escorts for the first time in a generation.
Safe bet indeed.
She looked at the hologram of Convoy 7 on her desk, a reminder of what patience could build. The legend was complete. Humanity had baited the galaxy's pirates for 40 years, and in 6 hours, erased an entire nation. Aboard the Cairo, Captain Maya Chen looked out at the waiting civilian fleet, a string of bulk freighters, and pressed the all-channel comm.
All ships, form up. We have a convoy to protect.
The 9 ships slid into escort formation, their worn white and orange livery still hiding the arsenal beneath. Commander Brooks stood at the station's observation window. watching the convoy she had once led.
They're in good hands.
Convoy 7, jump on my mark.
The 9 ships' engines flared bright blue. Then they vanished into the deep black of faster-than-light travel. Jennifer watched until the last flash of light faded, then allowed herself a small, private smile. The bait fleet had become the Guardian fleet. The trap was no longer needed. She turned from the viewport and walked back to her desk, where a small hologram of 9 ships rotated slowly on a colony world that once feared every engine roar. Alien children now played under a clear sky. A human cargo ship passed overhead, its engines a soft hum. No alarms sounded. The Korthul trap has changed piracy forever. In a bar on a neutral station, a veteran captain raised his glass. Safe bet. Never forget. The galaxy map, once a spiderweb of red zones, now showed only a few fading danger marks. Trade routes reopened, insurance premiums dropped. The era of protected convoys became a memory. The phrase spread from port to port: don't test a human's patience. They might just be mapping you. In her office, Commander Brooks read the reports and allowed herself a small, satisfied nod. The bait fleet had become the Guardian fleet. The trap was no longer needed. The galaxy had learned, and somewhere, quietly, the name Sarah Brooks was remembered not for the war it ended, but for the peace it built. Months later, Commander Brooks returned to the memorial, alone. The galaxy was at peace, but some silences still called her back. She didn't speak. She just looked at the thousands of names, each a ghost of a plan. 40 years in motion. Her hand found the name again. Sarah Brooks. The letters were worn smooth by visitors now.
Rest now.
She didn't linger this time. The weight of command had shifted. It was no longer about vengeance. She turned, the hem of her coat brushing the base of the wall, and walked out of the dappled light. The camera stayed behind, holding on the single name among thousands. Then the light around it softened, and the wall faded into a quiet starfield. The war was over. The promise kept, and in the hush between the stars, the name Sarah Brooks drifted into legend, not for the war it ended, but for the peace it bore. From a distant observation post, an old technician watched the blur of 9 engines cross his scope. The 9 ships moved in perfect formation, their cargo fleet livery unchanged, a quiet deception that had fooled the galaxy. It took 40 years to build the trap, every lost cargo ship a bearing, every attack a coordinate, and only 6 hours to spring it. The engines flared from cruise blue to combat crimson one last time, a final salute to the captain who had ended them. Then, the 9 ships stretched into lines of light and vanished into the deeper black. Where the Korthul Confederation once stood, only a cautionary tale remained. Humanity had not become conquerors. They had simply refused to be prey. And in the council chambers of every trade route, a single phrase echoed: safe bet. The trap was never about destruction. It was always about a promise, and a promise, like patience, never really ends.